Thank you, Mr. Biggs. The gentleman from Maryland, Mr. Raskin, is recognized for his 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please meet my constituent, Megan Stone from Maryland's beautiful 8th District, if the clerks can play this video.
Hi, my name's Megan Stone, and I'm a single mom who lives right here in Bethesda, Maryland, right outside our nation's capital. When I filed my 2020 tax return, I was grateful and excited as a small business owner because it looked like I was going to get a significant refund, money that would make a huge difference to me and my family as we continue to navigate the pandemic. Unfortunately, almost immediately, I got a letter from the IRS that somehow they couldn't verify my identity, which was confusing to me because I used the same information and the same tax preparer that I've used for years. Against my better judgment, I gave all of my biometric information to a private company, ID Me, because I felt like I didn't have a choice if I wanted to get access to my refund as quickly as possible. Despite being verified by ID Me 6 months and over 50 phone calls later, I've never been able to get through to or any help from the IRS. It was only when I reached out to my local congressman's office, Congressman Jamie Raskin, that the extremely helpful caseworkers there were able to connect me with a taxpayer advocate who told me that it wasn't my ID at all, but instead a different piece of paperwork that was holding up my refund. I'm still waiting for the refund, but when those funds come through, they're going to be a huge help to me and my family to help pay for childcare, healthcare, and deal with the rising costs of inflation.
Mr. Chairman, Megan called the IRS more than 50 times and never reached a real human being. And this experience is not unique, but it's illustrative. As Ms. Collins testified, only 11% of the 282 million total calls made to the IRS were answered last year. That means that 8 out of 9 phone calls were not answered. Only 1 of 9 people end up connecting with a human being. So why is this happening? Well, the testimony tells us it is chronic understaffing. Let's put a graph on the screen that shows IRS staffing levels from 2010 through 2020. The IRS has lost more than 20,000 employees in this time period due to funding cuts and ceaseless partisan attacks. And now the IRS has as many full-time equivalent employees as it did in 1974. The number of taxpayers has increased by 14% since 2010, but the number of full-time enforcement staff has decreased by 30%. Mr. Rettig, how have these chronic staffing shortfalls affected your work? Or specifically, if you could tell me quickly, how much money does the IRS fail to collect each year because of these chronic understaffing situations?
Well, I can go to the official, in that arena, I'll give you the official tax gap numbers, which I believe are significantly understated, but that's between $300 and $400 billion a year. And, as far as staffing, it hit every part of the agency. And the inability, I said earlier in my opening, I'll just close with this, but the inability to have direct hiring authority to actually bring somebody on quickly in this environment was really just death to the agency. And Congress rescued us on March 15 by giving us direct hiring authority for tax examiners and clerks. We started virtual and in-person job fairs in March, and we were looking for 5,000 people this fiscal year. We've brought on about a little over 2,500 now, and we're going out with another round. And we've been able to make job offers to 90% of the people who show up at these job fairs. So staffing is a real issue here.
So, Mr. Chairman, here's the point. Nobody loves paying taxes, but what hardworking taxpayers hate the most is rich corporations and people like Donald Trump getting away with paying little or no taxes. It's only billionaire tax cheats and scofflaws who profit from understaffing and underfinancing of the IRS, while constituents like Megan are stuck on the phone calling 50 different times and never get a call back. Let's invest in the IRS so we have a fair tax system for everybody and people can stop getting away with ripping the government off. I yield back.
Mr. Chairman,